for graduation, some quality wrestlers, but coming back with a really good group of wrestlers. And talk about Coach Smythe and some of the stuff they did the previous year.
Well, let's talk about Sean Smythe for a second, okay? I mean, he's been at this for 24 years. This is his 24th year as a head coach for Mount Olive, and he has over 330 wins in his career and 145 losses. So that really speaks a lot of volume of how successful he's been as a coach here at Mount Olive, and I think that success is going to continue.
Now, also talking about them as well, when you look at this team and you look at some of these guys, everybody talks about who they lost. They're still coming off finishing second last year in the NCT. North 1 Group 4 champion, District 8 champion. They tied for this division last year. Everybody knows, obviously, with the whole Barton situation with them going where they did. But they bring back a quality guys. You look at who can replace that leadership. Up top is a senior, Tyler Haggerson at 120, or Tyler Vietis at 190. Or you go down, you have a great group of sophomores, and Andy Diamante, who should be the starter at 113, Nico Gonzalez at 175, who should be one of the first ones out here. And they have a good group of guys who, if you're in this gym or you saw early tonight, had a great group of young guys in here. So very solid group of guys. Now, obviously, with Coach Bollett, Coach Scarlet entering his 9th year, 93 and 77. Main guy you want to look for is a state qualifier, Jaden Barreto, who qualified a year ago. Finished 13 and 12, second District 7 last year, third in the American division, but they bring back really good numbers and quality guys. And I think they're going to have a really solid season this year. So before we get to the action, they're going to do some Lehighs here. If you want to follow and know where we're going to be at and what we're doing, follow us on social media. On Facebook at Garden State HS Wrestling.com. On Twitter or X at Garden State HS. On Instagram, Garden State HS Wrestling. And if you want to follow, like, and subscribe us on YouTube, down the bottom corner, you're going to want to look there. You want to like and subscribe. You'll get notified when we go on air, when we have all the matches, when we have any of our podcasts, anything like that. So like and subscribe, and you'll follow us all there.
At 113, Vasquez from Mount Olive. Jack, back to the hoop. At 120, from Forest Hills, Josh Levin from Mount Olive. Tyler Higginson. At 126, from Forest Hills,
as we see everybody coming out here with the Lehighs. James, I think it's going to be a really good match.
Oh, 100%. Both teams, Mount Olive in the top 20, top 15 at least, and then Morris Hills is not really too far away from them, too. If you take a look at Coach Bollett and what he's been able to do, 9 years as a head coach, he's 7 wins away from getting his 100th career win as a head coach. And he's going to be challenged tonight against a really good team against Mount Olive. So could go either way tonight. You never know.
And he's solid with rebuilding this program. Numbers are up, huge room. They actually have to separate the practices. And the same goes for Mount Olive, too. Numbers are through the roof. And as you saw with the youth program, they're way deep there. So it's going to be an interesting matchup. And I think these are two teams that they're in a tough division, the American division. That's the Del Barton division. We obviously understand that. Del Barton has a ton of talent, but as far as public schools in that division, these got to be the top two, from where they're at. And Mount Olive's right now sitting on that public school throne, and I think Morris Hills wants to knock them off, and we'll see how well Morris Hills matches up. I'm not sure Morris Hills is going to have enough firepower to do it, but it'll be about the flip, and I think they're going to keep it close. And if they can get, a couple points here or this way, you never know.
I think as long as they don't give up the bonus points against the really top-notch wrestlers for Mount Olive, it should be a very competitive match.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be competitive regardless. I think, when you look at these two teams, they're going to be very, very competitive with each other. Not only this year, but I see in the future as well.
Absolutely, 100%.
We're about to get ready, kicking it off here. It's again Donald J. Brower, Jared, the podcasting legend, running tech. We're going to go with the national anthem here. Again, today's broadcast is presented by Champion Athletes, Sports Nutrition, Apex Wrestling School, and the Harrington Companies, the official sponsors of GardenStateHSWrestling.com's live wrestling coverage. I'm Donald J. Brower here with James Clarke. We're going to be starting at 175 tonight. Should be an interesting matchup. I'm assuming at 175 we're going to see, for Mount Olive, we're going to see Aiden Gomez. He should be right there ready to come out. And then when you look at Morris Hill's Aiden Gomez. And then 175, it's going to be interesting to see where they put out some of their wrestlers. You got Nico Gonzalez, who could start. They also have Alan Garcia and Jared Martini. So we'll see who they send out here at for Mount Olive. I think it's going to be Nico to start, unless they decide to bump him up. That's like I thought. Aiden Gomez for Morris Hills. Nico Gonzalez for Mount Olive. He's one of the guys you want to keep an eye on. Busted out as a freshman. Really good year for Mount Olive this year, last year. And he's one of the young leaders who is in the great position to do what they need to do here at Mount Olive, keep the tradition rolling.
And I know he did really well at the cancer charity match that we did over the springtime frame.
He was on the winning Browers Brawlers team, the king of wrestling I am there. But a quick takedown there. Nice takedown right to the back. He's going to get the 3 here.
Probably.
Might.
Oh, almost a pin.
Almost. He didn't have the greatest leverage. He was just trying to get some points there and, get everything he could. Look at, he's trying to hook up a cradle. He wants to get a big pin early.
Absolutely. That's the way that you got to set the momentum for this match. If you can get a pin here, that's awesome for you.
And it's also put you to the lead. This is one of those guys we talked about, bonus points. Obviously, Nico's favorite here, but you see, if you can keep it simple, you don't want to give up those points. But, the strength he's been going through, he's just trying to bear hug him there over.
He's sprawling out of there. He's trying to maintain control. But Gomez doing a good job of trying to get that leg in, trying to pull him back in. And then at the ankle is Gonzalez. He has that ankle, not giving up an inch. And Gomez still has control of the leg. But
our referee, Kyle Piazza, who actually was one of the referees at the All-Star match. Going to get a start here.
We're going to see if we can get a cradle here from Gonzalez. Locks up a cradle. He's going to try and bring back Gomez. He's going to get a 3 count out of this at least.
I think he's got him stacked up here. I think if he spreads his legs out and gets himself out from underneath him, I think he's got him here. He's trying to kick that leg back, get him flat here. Gomez doing a great job trying to keep his shoulder blades off the back, but
it's so much for him to keep off of Gonzalez, who's just been dominant from top.
Nice switch there to the half. See if he can roll him over there with a power. But good job by Gomez, scooting back to his feet. Gets right there, get his legs back on there. I'm going to restart. It's going to be
8-1.
8-1 here.
Gonzalez going to get himself back on top. And he's got to grab control of that wrist.
See if he can get him rolled here for another couple points, or he's just going to let it go here to the second period. And now, as we were saying with the bonus points, it's 8-1 right now. If Gomez can keep it to even where it's a tech fall, that's one less bonus point you got to make up for. So that's a big thing here, where you would think he'd be favored as Gonzalez. Gonzalez says, I think he'd be favored here. I almost wonder. Interesting. I thought he would go on his feet because he had such an easy time taking him down and throwing him his back. But I guess he wants to get the extra points, so he'll go for the 2. I'm assuming we'll see possibly a reversal, but I want to see escape and just take down. So
yeah, I think that's what we're going to see here too. And for those who don't know much about the wrestling or learning about it, a lot of times coaches like to choose the bottom position because it's what coaches think is the easiest way to score.
What's interesting there too was Gomez went right after him and let him getting away. So he's actually put himself in a different position to where now Gonzalez, if he can clear, can get around, get the reversal, and get 2 instead of the 1. So it almost hurt himself there. And now he's in a bad position. He's going to get rolled to his back.
Yeah, and that could be 6 right there for Gonzalez. Just near a little bit more, but that shoulder.
There he goes.
Got it.
And he gets the pin at 2:34. Your winner, Nico Gonzalez. Great job, Nico.
Mount Olive up here, 6-0 over the Scarlet Knights of Morris Hills.
Today's broadcast is presented by Champion Athlete Sports Nutrition, Apex Wrestling School, and the Harrington Company. The official live stream sponsors of GardenStateHSWrestling.com's live coverage. We're going to have Tyler Bienes here. We'll try to find out who the Morris Hills wrestler. Oh, okay. I think we have that. It is Prestia for Morris Hills and Bienes for Mount Olive. Bienes was a state qualifier last year. One of the solo wrestlers actually medaled in the States last year. I should be more specific. But one of those guys that come back, as you see a quick takedown here by Mount Olive, they're solid all over. That's the tough thing with Mount Olive. Like when you look at some of these other teams, you know, you get past the lower weights and then you can kind of maneuver. They have 2 to 3 really good upper weights. They have some solid lower weights. There's no weaknesses really in this Mount Olive team.
No, there is not. And like you said before, you got a lot of returning state qualifiers and state medalists here. And that's going to really help them out as the season goes on when they go to wrestle the tough teams later on. Like Saturday, they're going to be wrestling Peaburg.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun quad to see because they'll be out there not only against Peaburg but North Hunter. And a quick pin there, 59 seconds. Mount Olive's up 12-0. But yeah, that's going to be a good quad because of all the teams you have out there. You got a solid Delsey team. You're going to have a solid North Hunter team, Peaburg, and as well as Mount Olive. It's going to be a really good setup.
Absolutely. Can't wait to see that one.
It's going to be very good, I think. We will actually be providing coverage of that quad. That will be up there. It's one of our recently added events. We got a forfeit there. Now, this is Shane Davidson. I know that. I got to interview him earlier.
So we have Shane Davidson from Morris Hills and
Jeremiah Medina
from Mount Olive.
Morris Hills. No. Yes, I'm sorry. Yes.
There you go. Good job.
It would help if I'm reading the sheets. I'm so used to Morris Hills having like a 4-page roster that it's throwing me that there's only a few. So I'm looking and But yes, that's correct.
See, you're lucky to have me on the call tonight.
Nobody's ever said the words, we're lucky to have James Clarke. I've never heard those words uttered. I don't think anybody in your family's uttered those words.
I don't know. Anyway, here we go. We're underway. The heavyweight matches is always Don's favorite to see the heavyweight matches.
Oh, I love these this is so much fun. It's either going to be really angry, just 2 big pieces of beef hitting each other, or it's going to be the longest match you've ever seen and make you never want to watch wrestling again.
Well, I know Shane is definitely not one of those wrestlers that never wants to make you watch wrestling again. He was pretty solid last year as the heavyweight wrestler for Morris Hills. He's had some really big moments for Morris Hills in their wins last year.
Well, Mount Olive, obviously, one of the guys who moved on was Utes, who was really good for them at heavyweight. So working him in here, Medina. Solid kid. He's going to need a little more seasoning. And this is something you'll see, these guys, obviously, some of these matches as well, this could be seeding for the MCT when it comes to the end of the season.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's something that if you're in Morris County and you're knowing about and really, not for nothing, the Morris County tournament is where all teams, they take that county tournament very seriously.
Very seriously.
I don't think I've seen any other county tournament than Morris County that takes it seriously.
I mean, I've seen other ones put it in, but I understand what you're saying. HWS is so early in the season. A lot of that is bout restriction, so you don't see a lot of high point kids in there and other ones. This is MCTs where they go for it.
They do, and that's when you see most of Del Barton's team for the year.
Yeah. 0-0 heading into the second. I'm putting out the odds minus 250 that this goes to ultimate tiebreaker. I might be wrong, but anybody wants to take the bet, send me a text message. We'll take those odds for you today.
I was gonna make that call too. I wouldn't mind taking that bet.
I also want to thank all our local sponsors, as well as in addition to Pinnacle Athletics, Harrington Companies, and Apex Sport Wrestling. Anybody who's a local sponsor for both Mount Olive and Morris Hills, it's your contributions that help us bring this live coverage to you today. And if you're interested and like what you see today and looking for a great way to advertise your business, we have limited sponsorship opportunities left for 2023, 2024. You can sponsor by clicking on one of the Your Ad Here's on the page. Fill out the sponsor sheet. Let us make you the star of the show at GardenStateHSWrestling.com. We are the premier high school wrestling coverage company in the area. Others may try, but we deliver the goods. Don't listen to the goof when we deliver that proof. GardenStateHSWrestling.com. Both men really jockeying for position here. The one thing you notice about heavyweight is it's rare for a shot to be taken. It's more about leverage and maneuverability, really.
Absolutely.
There will be people who do it. I mean, but
yeah.
There will be people who will take shots, so I don't want anybody messing me. Oh, I know sports. But for the most part, it's literally after the first period, it's just guys jockeying. Somebody will get out. Third will be somebody else will pick. They'll get out. And then it'll be. I understand how this works. I've seen this movie before. It's like the 9th Scream movie.
Well, definitely. I mean, like you said, the only heavyweights that I've seen that I know that have been have consistently taken shots is Luis Fernandez of Voorhees and ride legs. I don't think you're ever going to see any other heavyweight to be able to ride legs than Luis Fernandez.
And then Jimmy Lawson.
Yeah.
Jimmy Lawson and Jimmy Mullen, 2 heavyweights. Right there, nice take. As I said that, he got him with 20 seconds left, just stepped in, hooked the leg, and dropped into his back. Gets on the opportunity. He's going to take a 3-0 lead here.
And a big takedown there, too, for Davidson.
This is one of those where you look on the paper and you would see Davidson is favored. So you would expect him to get the 6 here, but it's going to go 3-0 into the third. This is one of those where Morris Hills needs somebody to get, a bonus, stem the tide.
They do, absolutely. And they're going to choose neutral to start the third. I know they've tried to get in a couple of times with the hip toss and headlocks. I know Medina's been favoring that position, but he hasn't been able to do it or hit it just yet on Davidson, who's been doing a good job of keeping balance.
Davidson's trying to go for a trip there, as they're pushing away, keeping his lower body in is Medina. He doesn't want to keep the legs in that close when he's pushing his upper body. But when you're a heavyweight guy, it's all you got to maintain a lot of stuff. So you're focused on, hey, I don't want to get pushed here, and the guy's going for the ankle.
And you see a whole bunch of hand fighting from both wrestlers. The official telling them, keep wrestling, guys.
And this is our first of 5 straight days of wrestling coverage. We're going to be in Wayne Valley tomorrow night for Wayne Hills at Wayne Valley. We're going to follow Morris Hills up to Kittatinny on Thursday. We're going to be calling that match live from Kittatinny. Friday, we got a great quad at Randolph with Randolph, West Morris, Hanover Park, and I'm drawing a blank on the
Warren Hills.
Warren Hills, sorry. I've been trying to forget that. And then Saturday we're going to be out at Peaburg covering that quad we talked about there. So 5 straight days to get your wrestling fix. Nobody's putting in as much wrestling coverage as we are. So they may tell you they have approval at the states, or they might be able to do this. Trust me, we're the only ones who's out here on the grind doing everything.
And no one has good commentators than us two. Well, you more so.
Get it right.
30 seconds left to go in the third.
Davis is trying to push the issue. Medina is actually still in this closely. I think if he could get something here, he might be able to try. But Davidson, I don't know why he's not trying to be more aggressive here. A 3-0 win to them, I feel, is a win for Mount Olive.
It really is, and that's why Morris Hills would have definitely wanted to try to go for that 6. But looks like they're just going to get the 3 here. And the 3-0 win for Shane Davison of Morris Hills. Good matchup right there by 2 heavyweight wrestlers.
So if you took the minus 250, you lost. Davison cuts it to an 18-3 advantage. Mount Olive's thrilled because I think they thought they were going to be giving up there, and for him to hold out and go the full 6 is big for them.
Now we're going to go down to the 106 weight class.
We got Molina, it looks like, for and then Shane Kostakos for Mount Olive. Today's broadcast is presented by Champion Athlete Sports Nutrition, Apex Wrestling School, and the Harrington Companies, the official sponsors of GardenStateHSWrestling.com's live wrestling coverage. Almost didn't get a sponsor out. Don't they understand I'm trying to talk about my sponsors? Calm it down. I'm Donald J. Brower here with James Clarke on the call here from live at Morris Hills Wrestling High School. It's 18-3 Morris Hills right now, but a flurry at 106 here. I think he's got it down to his back. He's got him in a dangerous position. He floats over.
He's got to get that pin there at least. He's near it. And he does.
Wow. Nice flurry. And that was really good. Less than 36 seconds. Shane gets that win.
Impressive. He was a pretty tall 106-pounder.
Lanky. Those lanky 106ers are the toughest.
They really are. So we go to the 113-pound weight class.
I think that's Piemonte.
Yes, here we go.
That's Piemonte?
Single leg there.
Who is that? Okay.
Takedown.
Costa Rica. Sorry about that. That wasn't Piemonte. It's Jack Bacigalupo.
Bacigalupo?
Yep.
Okay.
Bacigalupo.
Now he's down 2-0. Now 2-1 after getting that escape. Now trying to get into the shot there. Trying to push him around, trying to see if he can try to make a mistake. And now he can go out of bounds, go neutral. And now both wrestlers feeling each other out, 2-1. And trying to get on a shot there is Bacigalupo. And they go out of bounds. 57 seconds left to go in the first.
Get that restart here, obviously.
Yeah. And you can tell both wrestlers are definitely feeling the energy for sure. With a 24-3 lead for Mount Olive, and Morris Hills trying to come back from that. And he gets a takedown at the edge of the mat.
Nice. No, you always got to keep wrestling, even when you get to the edge.
That's what every coach, every wrestler, every referee says, wrestle until the last whistle blows.
He leads 3-2.
Trying to get that escape, and now they're going to get a stalling warning. That was quite a quick stall warning there.
That was interesting.
I know back in the day, a lot of times you would see fleeing the mat in that case, but
I was actually thought that they're calling. They're going to hit him.
yep, again. That is really interesting. That's a quick one. So we're all tied up at 3 here. With 30 seconds left to go in the first, now trying to hook onto that left leg. There is Bagalupa. Trying to cross face there.
That was interesting. Those are too quick.
Very.
I guess they're focusing more on that. But we got to let him go. He might get called for another one, but nice return there.
As he gets that left hook, leg hook there. Trying to see if he can try to work something. And we're all tied up at 3 going into the second.
Bagalupa is going to take down. So this is Johnny Vasquez.
And he looks like he's
well, just in case anybody was looking, because it says J. There's Johnny, Jose, a bunch of J Vasquez's.
Now both wrestlers get set. And that was a caution. I believe that was on Vasquez. Bring him back down to the mat. Trying to work an arm bar there is Vasquez. See if we can try and roll it or do something with that.
I think they're going to get a stalemate here. Bagalupa, or maybe just a restart in general. There we go.
Yep, and out of bounds. He called it again. 2 for 2 so far. We're still tied up at 3 here. Minute 38 left to go in the second period. And now we'll see what happens here for Vasquez if he tries to work something from top. He's got control of that right hand.
Ask him to just move over.
And now trying to work a power half is Vasquez. We'll see what he can try and do here with that. Almost a minute to go in the second period. And Vasquez doing a really good job from top, but he definitely wants more than just what he's doing right now with riding time. He wants to be able to get back points.
Well, riding time doesn't count anymore here.
No, and I wish it did.
It would make it different. It would totally make it different.
It really would. It really would.
As well as the 3 takedown rule in college.
Yeah, I didn't even know anything about that until I went to the Rutgers match, their first home match of the year. And everybody calling out 3 instead of 2. It was very interesting.
Nice escape there by Bagalupa.
And he's going to go in on a almost near single, but blocked off was Vasquez, and a nice job by getting out of that. Let's see if he tries to take a shot. Nope. Out of bounds.
I think Vasquez seems a little gassed, just looking at it from an observer point of view.
I think because he spent so much of his energy from top and trying to work all the pinning combinations that he could on Bagalupa, you know, that definitely takes a lot out of you when you're on top and you're trying to do so much.
Bagalupa is looking for something.
And he should be really trying to look for something here. We got 10 seconds left to go in the second. Trying to drag in that leg there. He's got a hold of that single leg, but he's not going to have enough time to pull it in.
No, he's going to go here, going to be leading 4-3. You assume Gomez is going to take down.
Definitely. And we'll see what Bagalupa can do from top. He just has to be careful here to not get called with stalling again, because he's already had those 2 stall calls, and one of them being a point.
That's all you got to worry about at this point, because you'd hate to give something up, get the point, and then he escapes. Now you're down. Now you got to be more aggressive.
Yeah, that's always the tough part about.
It looks like he's got something locked here, but Vasquez is just out of here. He's like holding it. We'll see if he gets a stall warning on Vasquez, because he doesn't seem to be moving.
I think he's going to, I think Bagalupa is going to try. He's going to try and lock up a cradle, but he's just not in that position yet to really be able to do anything with it. But
as we said that.
Almost.
They gave him the 2. That was a quick swipe. I like, Kyle Piazza's aggressive tonight, but I like it.
I think it was a very quick 2, but I think it was long enough to be able to swipe at least 2.
100%. There's too many times you see quick ones. that was more on the medium side, of,
Yeah.
you know, closer, quicker than you would see. I'm not saying against, we get a stall against,
Yep.
stall warning against Vasquez, which I kind of thought he was aiming for anyway.
Yeah, so now
Piazza was in the position where it looked like he was going to hit him with stalling before he got the roll for the 2. So now you're sitting here 6-3 if you're Bagalupo. You got to just stay on top and be aggressive.
Yeah, as he holds on to a 6-3 lead. And that 2 back points makes a huge difference.
Completely changed it because now even if he gets another stall warning, he gives up 1 point. Even with it, and it gets the escape, now you're up 1.
He's got to be able to do something. Now he's going to get it again. It's going to be a point for Bakalupa. Sends his lead 7-3.
Bangs him for that, so now we got trading stolen points. So 7-3 Bagalupa.
And I think really, in a way, if you think about it, could be a win for Morris Hills here for giving up only 3 and not 6.
Yeah, but I think they expected more here. I think they expected Vasquez to come out and maybe, you know, win it by decision or such, you know. I think they were favored. As you could tell, I think Morris Hills expected to win that one, but Bagalupo coming up is, you know, going to be one of the solid wrestlers we're talking about here from Mount Olive in the future.
Mount Olive leads 27-3.
That's Tyler Hagginson for Mount Olive. I mean, the career he's had. I mean, it's been ridiculous how well he's done in his career, and I think he wants to end it with a high shot on the podium this year.
Most definitely. He's done tremendous things for this Mount Olive program. Has definitely been a huge contributor to the Mount Olive program. He gets in on a quick takedown.
Nice double and takedown there. But remember, today's broadcast is presented by Champion Athlete Sports Nutrition, Apex Wrestling School, and the Harrington Companies, the official sponsors of GardenStateHSWrestling.com's live wrestling coverage. I'm Donald G. Brower here with James Clarke. This is the 120 bout of the matchup between Mount Olive Marauders and the Morris Hills Scarlet Knights here at Morris Hills High School in Rockaway, New Jersey.
And Higginson going in on another double leg takedown. Sends it to 4-1. He's just going to let him go. Make it 4-2. Going to try and play the takedown game here, I think.
And Hagginson, well, as you said that, he got him for a nice little roll there.
He's going to get 3 out of that one. Make this one 9-2.
Hagginson, who committed to University of Buffalo, will be wrestling for them next year.
Minute to go left in this first period. Higginson leads 9-2. And he's going to try and work another tilt. Not successful with it yet, but he's going to try. He's definitely going to get it again.
Tyler finished 4th at 106 2 years ago, his sophomore year. Just missed medaling last year. Was injured a little bit, came back, still had a very impressive showing, but didn't get a chance to get on the podium, and I think that's fueling him this year. Keep an eye on Tyler Hagginson, I'm telling you right now.
He's definitely going to get back on the podium, no question.
It'll be interesting to see, what weight he goes. I know right now he's at 120. And talking to some people, I know Anthony Piemonte, who I don't see warming up, but I think is going to, most likely for match bout limits, might not wrestle tonight. We'll see. But they usually, in an impressive way of Mount Olive, Piemonte last year fills in for an injured Hagginson at the counties, wins the entire county.
Yeah, Anthony Piemonte last year was super impressive for Mount Olive.
9-2 after 1.
And we can only assume that Piemonte will continue on to that success. Higginson goes bottom to start the second. Interesting.
I think he's going to try to escape or go with the reversal.
Yeah. I thought he was going to try to do something from neutral because I know he was having some success.
And as you say, that he got 3 more points.
All right. See if he gets another takedown here. He should be able to.
Constant movement by Hagginson. Like that's you see constant movement.
He just never stops.
No, he just literally every time you see him, he's just up and down, changing levels. Trying to work the wrist, trying to get around. constantly. He's like, it's almost like chess. He's like 3 moves ahead as he gets behind here for another takedown. 16-4 here early in the second.
Gonna try to work for an armbar there. See if he can roll him to his back. Try to get the pin at least. But nope, he's just gonna cut him. Get another takedown.
I mean, as quick as he's taking him down, you might as well just let him up, take him down, go from there.
Yeah, get the tech fall.
Which he's just on the verge of. Well, now that he switched score, he was just on the verge of one more takedown. See if he can get a roll here. He's got the 2. Let him out and then take him down again.
And that should do it.
And there's your tech fall, Tyler Hagginson. 3 minutes, 15 seconds.
Good job by Tyler Hagginson. Extends the lead to the Marauders. As we go into the 126-pound weight class.
It's most likely going to be Jaden Barreto from Morris Hills. I think they're waiting to see who they send. Just waiting on the Mount Olive wrestler to be announced.
And the match underway.
And Jaden Barreto from Morris Hills. Oh, no. Is that true?
And Barrett getting in on that. Oh, I almost thought he had a takedown there, but they did give him the takedown. Okay. And now Barreto getting in on that single leg.
I am making sure that it is Barreto because I want to. He has the hair. So I'm not saying anything with the hair. I just remember him with the hair. He's got, because I did the preview video. He has the hair. They haven't announced anything. I don't know why, but I'm waiting to hear one of the coaches yell a name.
And they're going to call a stalemate. 2-1. 57 seconds left to go in the first period.
See if I can get a good look at his face. I wish they had the singlets like I had for my All-Star match with the last names on them.
Yeah, right. I think he was on your team.
He was?
He? Yeah. The one that helped you win. Cheater.
I pick winners.
Cheater.
I pick winners.
Cheater. Just saying.
Listen, I had the proof. I had everything going on.
Just saying.
I don't know. I heard a lot of people talking about you. They felt nice that I let you come out and do it.
Well, hopefully I'll get that invitation next year.
We'll see.
Let's see what happens here. An interesting scramble, and he has control of that leg, so no one's near a takedown yet. But Barris trying to get around him, seeing if he could finish something. And nope, that's going to be a stalemate, which looked like it because neither one was really moving anywhere.
This is one if you look at it for Morris Hills, you'd favor Barreto.
Most definitely.
But he's down 2-1. So that's why I say you can never tell with wrestling.
No, definitely. Especially with these early season matches, you just never really know if there's teams that are fully healthy at that time or they're missing a couple wrestlers. You don't really know. But 2-1 is our score for this match. We'll see if Barris can do. Try to see if he can try and get an escape here, or Barreto's going to let him go. Barreto just has to be careful he doesn't get called for stalling here. So he's going to have to try to work him back down to the mat. He momentarily does. So they're going to call it here, I think.
I think so.
And they do.
You could tell the look.
And now he just cuts him, so that was the smart decision to be able to do that. 3-1. Brandon Barris of Mount Olive. See if we can try and get a takedown, but Barris doing a good job with that arm drag. He's got control of that arm, that left arm of Barreto. See if we can try and finish here.
Headgear's low for Barris. I think they're going to stop this once he gets some sort of position.
Yeah, I think so. And we'll see. I'm surprised they haven't called anything yet here.
Give it a sec. I think he's about to. Yep.
Good job, Don. 3 for 3 tonight.
I could tell. You get an idea.
You do. And if you've been in wrestling as long as you and I have, you know certain things. But 3-1 is our score. Brandon Barris. 30 seconds to go in the second.
Those little heads you see are the kids from the youth program running under, seeing the camera, trying to duck.
Hey, at least they're conscientious
Here
about
comes
that.
some more. There you go. There you go.
That's always fun. All right, let's see if Barris can do something. But control right now is, yeah, I think Barris might try to get a takedown. He's near it at least.
I don't think he's in great position. I think they're right back to where they were before the stalemate.
It's going to be 3-1. We'll see what Barreto chooses to go here, going into the third. And he's going to go bottom.
He needs the points.
He does. And that's why I said earlier, all coaches, most of the time they like to go bottom as what some people would say is the easiest way to score points. And also, too, it gives you an advantage. You get an escape point or you get a reversal here. You're putting yourself in a pretty good position to, either take it into overtime or try to get a win out of it.
100%. I mean, that's the way you want to look at it when it comes here.
But 3-1 is our score. Brandon Barris riding a little bit high here. They're probably going to stop it. Nope, never mind. They are not. So, because he was able to break him down. As the coaches are shouting out, arch your back, because he is getting a little high. Now trying to pull that arm back is Barris.
Barreto trying to look like he was grabbing for the head, seeing if he could kind of push through and run him up. But
and they're going to call stalemate there, and they're going to reset. Wrestlers get reset, and we'll see what goes on from here. Got less than a minute left to go in the third, and Barris trying to throw back in that leg, but Barreto says no.
It's going to be interesting to see what Barreto does here. He's short time. You got to do something. You're down by 2. Yeah, obviously you want to go for a reversal and try to get something there.
And a couple of times, with Barris riding so high, you thought he would have at least tried to shake Barris off from him, but Barris doing a nice job with listening to his coaches and arching the back to just help him maintain body control.
He's got the leg dropped in there too, so unless Barreto does something quick.
Yeah, I mean, he's running out of time. We're aiming at 15 seconds left of the match. It's looking like right now, unless anything crazy happens, it's going to be a 3-1 win for Brandon Barris. And Barreto gets out quick. We'll see if he's got to finish something quick. He doesn't have much time, and not going to get there. Brandon Barris of Mount Olive with a 3-2 win. That was an impressive win there by Barris.
Very impressive.
By winning against a state qualifier, at least. That's impressive. Awesome job.
Today's broadcast is presented by Champion Athletes, Sports Nutrition, Apex Wrestling School, and the Harrington Companies, the official sponsors of GardensStateHSWrestling.com's live wrestling coverage. I'm Donald J. Brower. With me is James Clarke. We are here at Morris Hills High School as the matchup between the Mount Olive Marauders and Morris Hills Scarlet Knights. We are at the 132 bout with Mount Olive winning 35-3 currently.
Now trying to get in there on a quick takedown, but both wrestlers doing a good job maintaining that control.
We're trying to find out who they were having an announcer announce it, but now all of a sudden I don't know if he left, he was on union time. I don't know what's going on. but we are across the mat, so we're trying to find out who it is for Morris Hills. Who is that for you guys? Justin Bullock. Justin Bullock for Mount Olive. We're just trying to find out who it is for Morris Hills.
So 2-1 is our score for Bullock for Mount Olive, who almost looked like he was going to get back points there, but it's still 2-1. And both wrestlers are going to go out of bounds. As both wrestlers feeling each other out. Mount Olive up 35-3. It's like a football score there. So we'll see what happens going in as Bullock gets the takedown, extends his lead to 4-2. He was going to try to Merkle there, which you don't really see very often anymore in high school wrestling. You used to see it quite a bit for certain teams, but not as of late.
No, it's something. It's kind of like a lost move.
And you know what else is a lost move that you don't see often, and I miss it? A Peterson.
Yes.
You do not see many Petersons anymore. That was one of my favorite moves to do in practice, because I wasn't very successful on that time.
Saying that again. 4-1. Bullock leads right now.
He's going to defer, and Bullock's going to go bottom. Let's see what happens for the Morris Hills wrestler. See if he can try and break him down, or at least try to get a mat return. Nice job on that single leg, grabbing control of that leg, but he's just going to let him go, make it 5-1 Bullock.
Bullock is the son of former Dover athletic director Sean Bullock, who runs their youth program now.
Impressive. A lot of Mount Olive wrestlers that had fathers that coached in various places all over Morris County.
Well, we have a quick injury timeout here. While you're waiting, go follow us on social media. On Facebook, GardenStateHSWrestling.com. On Twitter or X, whatever you're calling it this week, at Garden State HSW. On Instagram, at Garden State HS Wrestling. And if you look on the bottom of this video right here, like and subscribe. You'll get all information of our upcoming live streams, podcasts, anything we do, special edition stuff. Like and subscribe. Back to the action here.
And Bullock trying to get in, but the Morris Hills wrestler, gets
Frank with a nice move there, just takes him down.
Yeah, I was just going to say that was a nice takedown. If he would have just had a little bit more of momentum, he definitely would have gotten some back points out of it, or a pin almost at least.
A little bit of aggressiveness there, I think, sort of backfired. I think Bullock was trying to muscle him around, got caught a little high on something. Now he's in trouble here.
Yeah, he's just got to watch himself, Bullock. He's got to watch himself not give up any cheap points here. So we only have a minute left to go in the second.
We started this night at 175, so this could be a big, depending on what happens here, a big decision either way.
Most definitely. And if you're Morris Hills, you definitely want to try to get straight pins right away. And this would be the momentum if they can get a pin here. .45 left to go in the second.
He's got that arm pinned underneath him. Lets it go.
I'd like to know what the takedown margin really is for Mount Olive tonight, because they've just been on fire tonight on the neutral position.
Well, when you look at it, they're up 35-3. I'm sure it's pretty high for them.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us on this Tuesday night. Nice action here at Morris Hills High School. Donald J. Brower and James Clarke bringing you this bout between the Mount Olive Marauders and the Morris Hills Scarlet Knights, live from Morris Hills High School in Rockaway, New Jersey. Thank you for making us a part of your evening.
Got 1 second left to go in the second. And that's the end of 2 periods with Bullock holding a 5-3 lead. And we'll see Frank's going to go bottom to start. He's going to try to get a reversal or try to get an escape here at least. We'll see what happens. He's got to be able to do something quick. He's only got 2 minutes left. And Bullock working a tilt. Nothing there.
Not enough time. Rolled through it.
And trying to get into a cradle is Bullock. And he's got that left leg, his right leg hooked up there. Trying to see what he can do is Bullock. But Frank bellying out. Just needs to be able to build back up to his base here, and he does. And the ball and chain coming in from Bullock. Another move that, you know, we saw it a couple of times earlier with the youth match, but not as often as you used to.
I think that's something that's taught in the youth program a lot, you know, especially your dad's in charge of the youth running the youth program. I'm sure you're going to get that, and that's something you're going to remember. It's something, a go-to move.
Most definitely. And it is a good move. It's a very powerful move if you can use it, you know, to your advantage. It's just something you can't force. Nothing doing here. They're going to call stalemate. And they're going to get themselves reset. And Frank running out of time. He's only got 43 seconds left in the third to be able to do something here. So he's got to either get in a reversal or he's got to get an escape and a quick takedown.
He's got to do something.
Desperation time. And trying to tilt him back is Bullock. I'm going to try and see what he can do as we approach the 30-second mark here in this bout.
He's got that leg wrapped around, too. It has to be uncomfortable for Frank right now.
Yeah, not much you can really do at that point. We'll see if he can try and do something. 15 left to go in the third.
I think we might get another stalemate here. See if the ref lets it go.
Yeah, I think so, because the bout's just about over. That's what he's going to do. 5-3 winner for Justin Bullock of Mount Olive. Extends the lead 38-3.
Great job, Justin Bullock. Trying to find out who it is from Morris Hills. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if they stopped announcing. Maybe the announcer was union and he had to be out of here by a certain time. I'm not 100% sure.
But for Mount Olive, this is Colin Smythe. And going in on a single there is the Morris Hills wrestler, and he gets his takedown. Leads it 2-0. See if he can try and work something there. Is the Morris Hills wrestler. And Smythe on bottom. Smythe trying to get into a switch position. But Morris Hill's doing such a nice job blocking that one off. We'll see what he can do here. We got 48 seconds left to go in the first. Try to bring him back down. There's the Morris Hills wrestler. He's going to try. He has one there, and Smythe holding on. But he gets out. Well, actually, no, he even gets a reversal. Even better.
Better for him.
Would have been better if it was an escape and a takedown at the same time, but hey. Nice little reversal by Smythe. 20 seconds left to go in the first period. Now Smythe trying to break him down. Trying to lock up a cradle is Smythe. See if he has enough time to be able to do so. As we're under 10 seconds left to go in the first.
We're going to try to find out who this Morris Hills wrestler is eventually.
And that's the end of one. We're all tied up at 2. Smythe going to defer. And they're going to go back onto their feet.
Today's broadcast is presented by Champion Athletes Sports Nutrition, Apex Wrestling School, and the Harrington Companies, the official sponsors of GardenStateHSWrestling.com's live wrestling coverage. I'm Donald J. Brower here at Morris Hills High School with James Clarke. We are calling the Mount Olive Marauders as a nice takedown there by Smythe. The Mount Olive Marauders versus the Morris Hills Scarlet Knights. Mount Olive leads 38-3. We started at 175. We're at 138 right now.
Smythe leads this one 4-2 at 138. And I'm trying to lock up a cradle here, which is a Mount Olive favorite tonight.
Do you like what you see today? Are you looking for a way to advertise your business to customers? We have limited sponsorship opportunities for the 23-24 season. You can sponsor one of our live streams or on a local page. Just click on the blank ad logo and fill out the sponsor form. Let GardenStateHSWrestling.com make you the star of the show. Don't let other people lie to you and fool you. We are the premier high school wrestling coverage in the area. Don't listen to the goof. We deliver the proof.
Got 35 seconds left to go in the second. And Smythe, a couple of times, tried to lock up a cradle. Hasn't been successful with it yet. I just have that feeling eventually he's going to get it eventually. Considering how he's been wrestling and how he's been the aggressor so far. And we'll see what he can try to do here. Break down the base of the Morris Hills wrestler.
We'd also like to thank some of our local sponsors, Bell Tower Estate, Hibernia Diner, Freeway Tire Pros, Brick 46 Restaurant and Bar, Market Tavern, the 19th Hole Golf Experience, Tucker's Plumbing, and Ginza Bar and Sushi. Thank you for helping us bring this matchup to the masses today.
Now we're going into the third with Smythe holding a 4-2 lead. He chooses bottom to start the third period. We'll see if he can get out from here. I know he got a reversal before. We'll see, he's near an escape there, or a reversal at least. And he's sprawling out.
some of them are
Nothing's
just like,
happened
ugh.
yet. I thought the official would have told us to get the sawing here on the bottom eventually, but hasn't been able to do that just yet. Got about 15 seconds left to go in the third, and it looks like it's going to be a 6-2 lead, or a 6-2 win, excuse me, for Colin Smythe of Mount Olive. Got 11 seconds left to go in the third. Got about 5 left to go in the third.
Mount Olive's going to run this lead even more.
Yep.
I think that might be. My math's not telling me something, so let me see something real quick. I think that clinches it for Mount Olive. I don't think even if they pin out, can Morris Hills come back. They started at 175. We got 4 bouts left. Yeah, there's no way.
Nope. Looks like it's going to be a Mount Olive win, but it'll be nice to see what these last 4 bouts will come about with. And here we go at 144.
Stephen Hayek for Mount Olive. Looks like Brandon Caro from Morris Hills. Today's broadcast is presented by Champion Athlete Sports Nutrition, Apex Wrestling School, and the Harrington Companies, the official sponsors of GardenStateHSWrestling.com's live wrestling coverage. I'm Donald J. Brower here with James Clarke. We are at Morris Hills High School calling the matchup between the Mount Olive Marauders and the Morris Hills Scarlet Knights. Mount Olive currently leads 41-3 and has clinched the bout with 4 bouts left. As in deep is Caro. Rolls up on top. Looked like he had him stuck there for a little bit, but great fight there by Hayek to get out of that.
Definitely. Almost looked like he was getting himself in danger. But Carl leads this one 2-0. We'll try to see what happens here if Carl, he's just going to let him go. 2-1. And we'll try to see what Carl can do here. If he can try and get a takedown at least. Another one. That would be fantastic for him. And just to kind of put a little bit of a spark for Morris Hills at the, at the end of the day, try to end their night on a high note.
Yeah, give them a little bit of a boost going into some big matchups, including the one we're covering Thursday at Kittatinny.
That should be a really good matchup there on Thursday.
Great matchup with those guys.
Yep. All the coaches that wrestled for John Gill. Last year they came in and they beat them on criteria or by a point at least. So another great matchup for them as they go out of bounds.
Do you like what you see today? Are you looking for a way to advertise your business to customers? We have limited sponsorship opportunities left for the 23-24 season. You can sponsor one of our live streams or on a local team page ad. Just click on the blank ad logo and fill out the sponsor form. Let GardenStateHSWrestling.com make you the star of the show. We are the premier high school wrestling broadcasters in the area. Don't listen to other used car salesman pitches. Don't believe the goof. We deliver the proof.
And meaning we, you mean you.
Me, of course. Like I said, you're here, but I'm still waiting on the check to clear. Your mom said she needs to get you out of the house a little bit. So,
well, I don't blame her. So here we go. Minute 45 to go in the second with Caro on the bottom position. And he gets out 3-1. He's going to extend the score. And they go out of bounds. They're going to go back on neutral. Reset here. We'll find out and see what happens. Trying an underhook there is Hayek. And nicely defended is Caro. And now Hayek going in on a shot himself, which Mount Olive has been successful with tonight. But Caro going to get a takedown, and he's going to get some back points coming out of this one. Could get a pin here, but rolls out of it is Hayek.
great positioning there.
7-1 is our score. Brandon Caro of Morris Hills.
Wow.
And now we'll continue to see. Minute left to go in the second. We'll find out and see what Mr. Carl can do for Morris Hills. See if he can try and work some bonus points for his team. I'll try to break him down is Caro. Ike making sure that he doesn't make the mistake again. See if he can try and get elbow control or wrist control is Caro. Standing up is Hayek. Trying to separate those arms, and he gets an escape, makes it 7-2. Brandon Caro. And they go out of bounds, go back in the neutral position. 15 seconds left to go in the second. As the coach said to Brandon Caro, it'll come to you, don't rush anything. Which is definitely key for wrestling. You never want to rush anything that could get you in some trouble.
7-2, we're going to go to the third here. He's obviously going to take down.
Definitely. As both wrestlers get themselves set up. And here we go. Trying to break down the base there is Caro. Hayek trying to maintain balance. He gets the escape. Cuts the lead now 7-3. Caro just needs to make sure that he doesn't give up a big takedown here. Kind of got a little sloppy there as Hayek is in on a single, but sprawling out is Caro. And call a stalemate.
Caro trying to get some more points for his team, but it's right now, I mean, it's a lost cause for the overall bout, but this is, obviously he wants to get his season off on the right with a good, nice win.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I think any wrestler would feel that way. Got a minute 15 left to go in the third. Hayek looking for something here, looking for a desperation move, just as individually at this point. Nice sprawl there is Hayek, but Caro having control a little bit, but blocking it off by the ankle is Hayek. 50 seconds left to go in the third. Trying to spin around is Caro. Trying not to give up another takedown here from Mount Olive, who's just been dominant tonight in the neutral position and taking everybody down. And they're going to stop it for a stalemate. 38 seconds left to go in the third. Try to see what they can do here as we approach the 30-second mark.
Caro's looking for, a shot trying to get in there, but he's winning, so I mean, he doesn't want to do anything that's going to affect, obviously they're not looking ahead to this point, but seeding for anything. So he wants to, keep it even, but he wants to be aggressive too.
Yeah, most definitely. 10 seconds left to go in the third. Time to do a stutter step there. Was Caro, and it's just going to get blocked off there. And Morris Hills is going to come over with another bout, their second bout win of the evening. Cut the lead 41-6. Brandon Caro, your winner for Morris Hills. With 3 bouts to go.
Let's see who they send out here for Mount Olive.
We'll figure out what this one is here.
We're going to have a forfeit here.
Makes it 47-6. We'll see who they send out at 157.
think that's Cortez.
Here we go. Trying to get in on a single is Cortez from Morris Hills, and nice, beautiful takedown by Cortez. Leads this one 2-0. And we'll find out for the Mount Olive wrestlers in just a moment.
Barzaruto from Morris Hills and Capolo from Mount Olive.
All right, Capolo. That's
Again,
a very common name.
Like, I got to find out what's going on with this announcer. Like, what happened? Do we got to throw in a couple bucks to make sure he makes the scene, or is he just going to go, "Oh, I don't know what I'm doing"?
No comment there.
Well, that's usually what I hear from you, James. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing.
Well, I do know what I'm doing. That's the crazy part of it all, is that I do know. I've been following wrestling for a long time now, as we saw one of the other people walk by through the camera. I love it. It's
No. I love it. No, I don't mind it. It's funny, though, when they realize it when they're almost through and then duck like it just took their body out of the screen. I think it's the funniest thing in the world. At least, like, just go whole way or just –
The perks of the wrestling season is definitely that.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Champion Athletes Sports Nutrition, the Apex Wrestling School, and the Harrington Companies, the official sponsors of GardenStateHSWrestling.com's live streams coverage. We're here, Donald Brower with James Clarke. We're here at Morris Hills High School calling the match between the Mount Olive Marauders versus the Morris Hills Scarlet Knights. Mount Olive is leading 47-6 with 2 bouts left. Also, I'd like to thank some of our local sponsors: Bell Tower Estate, the Hibernia Diner, Freeway Tire Pros, Brick 46 Restaurant and Bar, Market Tavern, 19th Hole Golf, Tucker's Plumbing, and Ginza Bar and Sushi. Thank you, local sponsors, for helping us bring the coverage to the people today and your continued support all season.
Now getting down there again on a takedown is Barasuelo.
Barazuda. I don't know. I'm sorry. I apologize if I'm mispronouncing the name. It's when you see it for the first time, I'm going to say it how it sounds, and if I mispronounce it, please send me an angry email. Barazueta.
And Capolo.
Yes, Capolo. I know.
That one we do know that one.
It's like Kappa Capolo. No, that's something else. That's a ham.
Well, he leads this one 4-0.
It's going to be interesting to see how Morris Hills rebounds in 2 nights when we get to talk about them. Obviously going up to Kittatinny. We talked about them a little bit before, seeing how they respond after that trip up to Kittatinny and see how they go against a solid Kittatinny team.
Yes, very solid. They had a nice showing at the Caldwell tournament this weekend.
Mount Olive had a good showing down at the Robin Left tournament at Southern. They don't keep places down there, but they did have a really good weekend down there.
Yeah, that's a tough tournament down
Very
in South
tough.
Jersey.
I mean, some of the teams you see going down there.
Yeah, I believe High Point even goes to that.
Morris Hills was there too.
That's a tough tournament.
Yeah, it's very rough. The tournament just is some of the best in the state.
Most definitely. 25 seconds left to go in the second. My crossface there is Barasuda. We'll try to see what he can do here as we got 15 seconds left to go. Morris Hills, trying to end their night on a high note. Be nice for them if they could get a pin. That's something that they do want. With 8 seconds left to go in the second. And we'll see what that happens. Whistles get set. Nice switch there by Capola, almost at least.
End of 2, he leads 4-0.
Going to go neutral to start the third. And try to end this one. You got 2 more minutes on the clock. And then you got 1 more bout after this. But it looks like it's definitely going to be a Mount Olive win for sure.
Oh, it's for sure a Mount Olive win.
I mean,
So I'd like to kind of take note on what you said there earlier from, on your little paper there that you wrote there.
what was that?
I don't know. You wrote something that was kind of interesting to say the least.
Next guy's Ivan Gomez from Morris.
As you continue to write stuff on there, I wonder if it's about me.
It's not. Trust me, you're not that important.
Oh, I don't know.
Poking the eye here. See if we can get him checked out. We're going to go to, real quick, while they're checking on him, why don't you check out our social medias. On Facebook, GardenStateHSWrestling.com. On Twitter, GardenStateHSW. On Instagram, GardenStateHSWrestling. And right now, if you're looking at the video on YouTube, like and subscribe. You'll get notified when we have upcoming matches. We have matches tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We'll get notified for that. Weekly podcast. Any of the special edition stuff we do. We will follow you back on social media. Please give us a follow. We'd love to hear from you, and we always love the feedback. Now we're going to get back to this action here. Donald J. Brower here with James Clarke for the moment.
What do you mean for the moment?
I don't know. I'm going to call security in a few minutes. I think I might have you escorted out
Hey,
of here.
listen, we did have one that just walked by here.
I might have security escort you out of here.
Don, you love me so much that
I know some used car salesman that's looking for people to call some of his matches. Maybe I'll give you a recommendation.
See, you love me so much that I don't know. I don't think you would know what you would do without me. Well, let's see what goes on here. We got less than a minute. We got 48 seconds left to go in the third. Stalemate there by both wrestlers. 6-1 lead there for Berzuda.
I'm surprised. Well, as I said, this Morris Hills was a little more aggressive, but he goes in for a shot there, as I said it.
Yeah, you're definitely making the calls tonight.
You know, you're down, and obviously, you know, you want to be a little more aggressive with what you're doing, but you're going to lose the bout overall. So I understand that, but you want to get a good showing. You
Yeah.
went deep there. That's like, ooh, I don't know if I'd go there.
Let's see what happens. Oh, wow.
Wow. Capolo with the throw to the back. That was aggressive night by Barazuda, but Capolo just with the basically just used his strength and threw him right to his back. Wow.
I don't think anybody even saw that one coming. That just came out of nowhere. Needed a desperation move, and he got it. With one bout to go.
Go back.
Christian Dobeck for Mount Olive and Ivan Gomez for Morris Hills. The last bout of the night.
We'll see how this one fares out here. Morris Hills going to want to try to end their night on a high note.
Especially with the big match they got coming up Thursday that we're going to be calling.
Yeah, definitely. Well,
You don't want to start down 0-2.
no.
But when you're in a tough overall conference like Morris Hills is, there's no easy nights.
No,
and
no.
And they're, out of conference schedules just as tough.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. They definitely are. Especially this early in the season.
Oh yeah, you want to get everything rolling, and I know there's a lot of holiday tournaments next week, so you want to get some of these matchups and you get into the bouts and make sure everything's going well. But you don't want to kind of start in a hole, especially heading into the team season when you have such high aspirations as Morris Hills does.
Most definitely. And Morris Hills has a long season of wrestling. They definitely are going to bounce back from this, for sure.
Oh, for sure. I think they'll have quality. They got, like I said though, they have a tough schedule coming up. So like when you look at it, they have Kittatinny on Thursday. Then obviously everybody's off for Christmas break. Then they're actually going to go Kittatinny. Then they're going to head to Clifton on Friday. That's two matchups. You're talking Clifton, who made it to the North 1 Group 5 Championship. Then they're at the Kittatinny Cougar Classic, which we'll be calling as well on the 28th. And then they got a real solid quad they're going to be a part of on the 30th at Lenape Valley with South Plainfield, who's always a solid squad. Manatee, Florida, which I have no idea where they're. I research stuff, but I'm not on the Florida circuit. And, with Lenape Valley, so that'll be good getting them into the, new year and seeing how they will. But they want to obviously be competitive in a lot of these matches going in. And then you look at Mount Olive. Mount Olive's got a solid stretch coming up. They're going to be at a quad we're calling this weekend at Phillipsburg with Delsey and North Hunterdon. Then they're at the Brick Memorial Tournament. Then they have a home match they're going to have on the 30th, which we're going to be broadcasting, West Morris at Mount Olive. So you want to talk about, tough schedules. It's going to be interesting to see both of these teams heading into the new year.
Yeah, definitely. West Morris is definitely going to be a team that's going to fly under the radar this year.
Very, very solid team.
Definitely so. Tommy Borgia, like to see him again.
Oh, he's going to be solid. Brandon Dean.
We
yep. Talked about some of those guys. That's going to be a good matchup. And it's one of those matchups, too, especially with Mount Olive and a West Morris. There's only a stone throw away. They're not that far away from each other. So a lot of these kids are either in the same clubs or intermingle, are in the same places. So those rivalry close matches are always good.
Definitely.
The one fun thing, too, about that is a little trivia. West Morris and Mendham are sister schools. Do you know the third school that was in the West Morris district was Mount Olive until they went and had their own whole district? That's why they're so close. They were breaking up different areas of the county. They're not a part of that school district anymore. They're on their own.
Yeah, and that was interesting because you told me that the very first time we called a match together 6 years ago was the section final with
Has
Mendham
it been
and West
6
Morris.
years? Oh, my God.
Six.
Oh,
going
man.
on seven.
Oh.
And many more years to come.
Oh, no.
Many more years to come.
It's like finding out your sentence. You thought the jail sentence you had was for 6 months. Turns out it's 60 years. Oh.
You got a whole life ahead of
no.
with me.
Oh, no. I'm a glutton for punishment.
And if something happens to you, I hope I'm in the will, too, to take over someday.
Oh, no. Jared's in charge of hiring if I'm going, and I'm afraid he's going to clean house.
30 seconds into the
I'll
second.
be the guy who dies on air with a heart attack and half a eaten pastrami sandwich in his mouth. And then Jared's going to come in and clean house. It's going to be the Susquehanna University Annex program, I think.
Minute 10 left to go in the second. We got a 5-1 lead here for Dobak. Gets in on another takedown, 7-1.
They're takedown machines.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what they spend their time doing, and it's very good.
It's the most important in the sport of wrestling because a lot of times when you're wrestling out there, you get the first takedown and you just keep initiating that action, you're going to win the match.
Did he hit it again?
So this will be interesting to see. 7-1 lead there for Dobak over Gomez. Try to let him up. He's going to let him up there. 7-2, Dobak. And going in on a shot is Gomez. Trying to circle around. If he could just try to circle around just a little bit more.
Great defense there by Dobek, though.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Sprawling out of that.
And that Dobek might get the takedown here if he can get around, but good job there by Gomez pushing him out and not giving up the points.
Definitely. there's 26 seconds left to go in the second. Going to try to get in a good stance is Gomez. Try to be the aggressor as he's down 7-2. And hanging on the head there a little bit, which we saw quite a bit tonight. When I was in wrestling, they always taught us not to hang on the head like that, just to avoid some sloppy wrestling. See if we can try and circle around, and they're just going to go out of bounds. 0.3 seconds left to go. They're just going to be content and just go into the third period. All right.
Now we got, as we see, going into the last period, we talked about some of the matchups we got coming up this week. Big matchup tomorrow. Wayne Valley, Wayne Hills, the battle for Wayne. Match we should have had last year. but now we're actually going to get to cover it. We're going to be at Wayne Valley. That's a 7 p.m. start. 2 quality teams, 2 teams who, are rivals but battle each other, and, the schools have always been rivals. 2 teams that are very close, and that's going to be a really tough match there. Then Thursday we're going to take the ride up to Stillwater, watch these Morris Hills Scarlet Knights wrestle the Kittatinny Cougars. Then Friday, like I said, we're going to have 2 streams going on. I'm going to be on one. You're going to be on the other. We're going to be at Randolph. We're going to be calling the matchups between Randolph, Warren Hills, Hanover Park, and West Morris. And then Saturday, we're going to be at Peaburg, where we're going to be calling a great quad between Delsey, this Mount Olive team, North Hunterdon, and Peaburg. Congratulations, by the way, North Hunterdon's Dave Bell. First win of his career at North Hunterdon last night with a big win over Voorhees. Got a nice little write-up on there and an interview that Shane Dunn, one of our colleagues, did and got up on the site. So big week of action. First week of wrestling. We're going to give you the big Christmas gift of we're going to be on air every time. I'm trying to get a couple teams to wrestle Sunday night. Maybe go, right for Christmas. It'll be a Christmas present for everybody, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's going to be, a good start of the season. We got, like I said, a quality one here, and I had to deal with you. But other than that, I think this is impressive.
Yeah, definitely. It really has. It's been an honor calling it with you tonight. Could be my last, who knows?
I've always said that every year, James. The fact that you pay me to work is great. So that's how I go. That's how I keep going.
Yeah, definitely. Use up a lot of gas in my car, mileage.
Sounds like a you problem.
It could be.
25 seconds left.
Looks like it's going to be a Doback lead here, win here, 9-5, unless anything crazy happens in the next 20 seconds. And takedown by Doback. And here, 11-5, extend the lead. 56-6, 15-point win for Mount Olive tonight. Congratulations to Mount Olive starting off 1-0.
And 1-0 in the division. You got that big looming matchup obviously with Del Barton, but you want to get as many wins as you can to get up there and win where you can.
Most definitely.
But remember, everybody, if you want to follow us and see what we're doing all week and the rest of the season, follow us on GardenStateHSWrestling.com, on Twitter at GardenStateHSW, on Instagram at GardenStateHSWrestling, on YouTube. Like and subscribe. You see down the bottom there where it says like and subscribe? You'll get notified every time we do something with a live stream, with an interview, with a podcast, with anything. Like and subscribe and get all the information you can. And thank you to our sponsors, the Harrington Companies, Pinnacle Athletic Sports Training, Champion Athletes, the Apex Wrestling School, and all of our local sponsors, as you've seen, who help us get to where we are today. Back here in the Harrington Companies press area, James Clarke, Donald Brower. Big matchup there by Mount Olive coming out making a statement win here against a game Morris Hills team. Just kind of your thoughts on the match.
Well, definitely. I mean, Morris Hills might be looking this as like a very disappointing loss, but hey, you know what? They wrestled a top-notch team in Mount Olive. Long season of wrestling coming up. They're going to get themselves better, and it starts tonight by wrestling a top-quality team in Mount Olive. They're going to get better. And
it doesn't get easier for Morris Hills because you get a turnaround here. You're going to head up to Stillwater on Thursday. And it doesn't get easier for either team because, Mount Olive's got a really tough quad this weekend at Peaburg where it's going to see where they match up against some of those teams. And let's not forget, especially with Mount Olive, it might be different teams in different years. We're talking a couple of years ago where there was a debate on who the number one non-public team in the state was, and it was between Mount Olive and Peaburg. So I'm sure there's going to be a little extra added adrenaline. And then you want to talk about a tough Delsey team who could come in there and do something. And you have a North Hunterdon team who surprised some people with Coach Bell, who people thought was going to be a down year, and looks right now like he's going to be solid in that area. that's going to be a really good couple days. And, you want to obviously bounce back if you're Morris Hills from this, but you got to get ready for Kittatinny on Thursday.
Well, most definitely. And then you got Clifton the next day after Kittatinny, and then tough weekend coming to for both of these teams. But they're gonna find a way to win at least one of them, I would think.
Yeah, I would think so. I don't know how. It's one of those they could start off 0-3 very quickly because Kittatinny's solid. It just depends on where you match up well with them. I think Clifton's too tough, just being a Group 5 school. They have some really good wrestlers. Nick Doctor, Riley Garcia, Joseph Galetta, Najidi Salim. Those are solid wrestlers for them. I don't know how well they'll match up. I think they might be able to try to have the similar situation here, but they want to make it a little better record-wise and closer. But tomorrow night we're heading up to Wayne Valley, and we're going to be doing the Wayne Valley Indians versus the Wayne Hills Patriots in rivalry matchup. And we're going to be doing, everything we have to. As I was just shaking hands with Tyler Haggett. But we're going to be, going up there, and we're going to be on our start time. We're going to be on air 6:45 for match 7 o'clock, and I think it's going to be a really good one. Our first two Big North independent divisions, one division to another division battle.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that match. I'm really excited for it.
It's going to be really good, and I'm sure the gym's going to be packed because as close as those schools are, they're going to get a lot of people there. But for James Clarke, Jared the podcasting legend, Liam Williams the cameraman, I'm Donald J. Brower. We'll see you next time.